all you non-addicts out there who don't know how addiction becomes a thing and you wonder why people do it, I'll just give you a little story. So, I'm 15 years old. I have a boyfriend that is addicted to Molly and cheats on me non-stop. I'm not supposed to be dating, but I do anyways. I left a guy that I was previously dating that was good to me. Now I'm getting cheated on. I've never felt that feeling ever in my life, okay? So now I'm starting to get sad. I'm going through emotional changes, hormonal changes. I'm hitting puberty. I'm becoming beautiful. Guys are starting to see me as a piece of meat because they are growing a piece of meat. And they are no longer seeing me as the girl that they went to school with their whole life, okay? So now I'm 16 years old. I've gone through that breakup with that guy that I almost got pregnant with, that I felt close with, okay? And he did not stop hurting me because he was addicted to drugs himself. So I meet another guy that's supposedly going to make me feel better. He introduces me to more things. I've been smoking weed. I think it's okay. I think nothing of it. I'm with my best friend who was with other friends that I always wanted to be friends with. So now I look cool. Now I'm better. Now I'm a part of everybody else. And everybody else smokes pot, so what's wrong with it? Well, I'm still sad. The monster under my bed is now the monster in my head, and how do I get rid of it? That's the question. Well, how do I get rid of it? I'm using marijuana, and I think that that's fine until I find a pill. What is a pill? I've heard of it before. I remember hearing that my one friend would snort them up her nose. Why would she do that? You can just take them. So I take one, I take two with my new boyfriend who's been addicted since he was like 12 or 13. And he says, it's okay, I just snort them. You get higher that way. Well, I end up snorting them. I snort one, I almost throw up, but I feel this nice little buzz, and I feel like I've never felt in my entire life. I lie back against the wall, I smoke my pack of cigarettes, and I think to myself, this is all that ever was, and all that will ever be, and all I ever want. My brain has stopped. The monster under my bed that became my head is now dead, and cannot do anything, and the gears cannot turn no longer. Until I wake up in the morning. Now I wake up in the morning and my brain is turning. It's turning faster. I have a headache. I can't see straight. I don't want to go to school. I'm worn out. I'm tired. I'm not going, Mom. I'm not getting up. You're not going to make me. I'm 17 years old. It's not going to happen. But Brianna, you have to go to school. You have to finish. You cannot just not go. I'm going to call your grandfather. I'm going to call your grandparents. Why is my daughter doing this? I don't understand. She's sick every day. It's a stupid boyfriend, she says. It's one of her boyfriends. It's not my boyfriend. It's me. Well, now I'm popping 10, 12 pills before I finally get to school at 2 p.m. with a half hour left. I've driven to Jamestown. I've taken guys in their 30s to go pick up scripts of Vicodin so I can take them myself. I've driven while snorting lines off my lap with somebody holding the wheel. I've done it with my friends. Now my friend gets them too because she had a surgery. So now she gets them as well, but she didn't share them with me. So now I'm mad. I'm so very, very mad. Because what kind of friend doesn't share the drugs she's prescribed with her best friend who's addicted to them? What kind of friend is that, right? So now I'm mad about that. My boyfriend gives me only a various amount, and it doesn't remain the same. He needs money. He says he needs money. I don't have money. I don't have a job, so I get a job. The party scene was once fun. I used to go out, I used to drink, I used to get so drunk I would throw up all over people's couches, but I don't want to do that anymore. And my boyfriend, well, he cheated on me, so now I'm depressed. Now I don't know what I want to do. Now I don't know if I want to die. I don't know. I don't really know if there's a future for me. I say I've lived everything I've ever wanted to live, Mom. If I die, it's fine. I've done everything I've ever wanted to do, and I've done nothing but drugs. I cry at night when I don't have pills. That's the only time I cry. I lay my head down, I pet my cat, I go to sleep. Now it's the end of the school year. My boyfriend's cheated on me with his good friend, who happens to be my good friend's cousin. Now I'm a mess. Now I'm alone. I'm working on all the schoolwork that I missed all year long in the Wayside building. My doctors put me on SSRIs to keep away the depression and the anxiety. She tells me I have COPD. She says you need to quit smoking cigarettes or you could die. Could I die? Why not? Do I want to die? Why not? So now I'm 18 years old. I'm going to go to college. I wake up shaking one morning. I have a kidney infection. I haven't taken care of myself. All I've done is literally have sex and party. We sell weed out of the house. We do tons and tons of pills. Now we're on to the bigger and the badder. There's no such thing as the 5s anymore. Not the 10s either. All our friends hang outside the house. My little sister is my #1 fan. I hand her every drug I have extra of, and I usually lie to her so I can keep most of it. But she cries and she screams because she's my biggest fan and she has to do everything that I do. Her boyfriend is abusive. He hits her, he hurts her. It happens. He's on drugs too, and he's been hurt, and he's been through many, many things. So now we move out. I get pregnant with my daughter. I decide I can't do this any longer. I take a Vyvanse, and it's over. I stay clean. I quit smoking cigarettes. I quit smoking pot. Time goes by. I have my days. I have my fits, but I do okay. I remember crying because somebody would not give me a pill. And I remember walking down the road crying because I couldn't do a pill. And I thought, maybe I am an addict. Maybe this is real. I stumble across an NA book and I read the first couple paragraphs. They talk about what it's like to be an addict, and I think, well, God must have given this to me. This was for me. Because how would I have found such a book? I'm 9 months pregnant. I'm at my cousin's house, who just got out of rehab for the 4th or 5th time. I go home, I have my baby. Now it's been a few months, I'm starting to go to parties, I'm smoking pot again, I'm drinking, I'm doing pills. Within weeks, I'm doing pills every day again, I'm back on opiates. Suddenly it's been a year, I'm nearly 20 years old, I have a good job, but I continue to use pills, but it's not enough. I'm on the strong pills, they don't work anymore, I'm depressed again, I don't know what I want. I'm getting skinnier, I went from 180 pounds to 130. Now what do I do? My boyfriend is still with me, but we don't get along. It feels like everything is just a slow-moving horse that can't seem to get off of its knees. Well, I work and I work. I never see my daughter. I work 70 hours a week. I keep losing weight. I'm not taking care of my body. Well, I move out again. Now he gives me heroin and tells me it's a pill because he doesn't want to tell me he's been shooting heroin for weeks and that he can't afford to buy me pills anymore with my money. So I snort the heroin. Within a month I'm shooting the heroin because snorting it isn't going to do it. But as I told you, I was never going to be that junkie. I was never going to be that scumbag that shot heroin. That wasn't going to be me. Now I'm shaking, I'm in the bathtub. I have cotton fever because the bacteria from the cotton ball that I used to filter out my heroin got in my bloodstream. I have a headache. I feel like I'm going to die. But they tell me it'll pass if I shoot through it. So I shoot 3 more bags of heroin. I get sicker. I almost overdose in a casino. Now I'm in the casino parking lot. I hear somebody say, should we get an ambulance for her? But I let my boyfriend carry me to the car. We drive away as fast as possible so that nobody can see us. We don't want them to know what we do. Now I'm running out of my boyfriend's house with the dog chasing me that took a chunk out of my ass as I ran out the door. I'm fighting with his sister. I locked myself in the bathroom so I could do my last bag of heroin before I go to rehab, because I've stolen $10,000 from everyone that I love. My daughter, I don't see her. My mother has her. I don't even think about her because I know that she's better off without me. I don't even want to think about her because the guilt will eat me up so far inside that I just will let myself completely overdose and die. And I don't know if I want to die yet, but I don't know if I want to live. I use my last bag. I get on that flight. I fly down with $300 that isn't mine. I pay off my drug dealer and I almost fall out on the airplane, which means I almost overdosed and died, nearly missing my plane. I get to Florida and I wake up sick in my room after taking Suboxone. I'm shaking on the floor. They don't understand why I'm so sick. They didn't believe that I had a 50-bag habit. They didn't believe it. I'm 100 pounds, soaking wet, maybe even 98, I don't remember. So I get clean for 11 days. I go home, I fly home, and I immediately relapse as soon as I get home because I feel that hot and cold feeling that I felt before of being sick and withdrawals. And I decide that I can't handle it, I'm not ready, I can't do it. Suddenly I find myself in the midst of so many illegal things that I know that my life is literally over. I envision myself in prison shaking. I envision myself with no life, no future, no goals, just a black hole of nothing but insanity that I don't even realize is there. There is no future for me, I say. I don't have a daughter. My mom has a daughter, not me. Well, I go back to rehab off a whim because I'm scared, because I know that I'm going to go to jail for a long time if I don't clean my act up. My sister has now been using heroin alongside me. Luckily, she hasn't shot it yet, but she will. She'll shoot it. She'll wait till I leave for Florida again, and she will meet a man, and she will shoot heroin with him because he's just as sick as she is. I go to Florida, I get bought and sold by marketers that hold drugs over my head, my stuff over my head, my dignity over my head. They tell me they're going to help me, they're going to get me better, they're going to buy me Newports, they're going to buy me pizza, they're going to get me in and out in 21 days and I'll have $1,000, but yet when I get out, all I have is 3 caps of heroin with rat poisoning in them. And I shoot all 3 and end up in the emergency room where I get kicked out at 5 a.m. in the morning to be told I'm a hopeless addict and I deserve everything I get by a nurse. I walk home because nobody helped me find the rehab I was supposed to go to. Luckily, my boyfriend, who had been caught in Walmart stealing a razor, has been bailed out by his marketer from going to jail. He ends up back in rehab with me, where we sit. Here we are together in our 14th treatment center. We end up using heroin in a flop house full of kids in a mansion that's trash, where the people that work there buy us heroin and watch us all use the same needle. Because Florida doesn't allow you to buy clean needles. They let everybody get AIDS and HIV and Hep C because they don't give a fuck. They want you all to die out. Okay? I fly home eventually. I survive after watching people get shot. I was drugged. I was raped. I was frisked for no reason in the middle of the night on the side of the road while crying. I was put on suicide watch. I cried for my daughter, I cried for my family, but I could not stop. I couldn't stop feeling like I deserved every painful experience that I got. I'm blamed for the abuse that I saw by my abuser. It is what it is. I fly home, I relapse again before I even make it to my house. I lie to my friends, they pick me up, and I go straight to my old drug dealer's house. I do 7 bags within the day, 24 hours, and I'm back at it. My sister picks me up and we go out to another town and spend my refund check that was supposed to go to my grandmother. We both are shooting heroin now. Now we're doing it together. Now my boyfriend as well. And suddenly a slew of ideas come across our mind. We decide it's time to, for now or never, we're going to run it out. We're going to run it hard. So I find every guy that possibly thinks that I am the cutest little drug addict they could ever try and have sex with. I ask them to cash checks for me. They do it. Some people nice, some people not so nice. They do it. They cash my checks. Suddenly their bank account goes in the negative, the checks bounce, and I block them off Facebook. I change my name, and I go to another city to try that bank and those people. My boyfriend steals the lawnmower. I get known for the girl that stole the lawnmower. I'm on my way to go bail him out because the cops finally got him. And on my way there, I get pulled over with no license and a bunch of Suboxone in the car, needles in the car, heroin in the car. My sister's next to me. I tell her to shove it all up her crotch, which she does. The cop lets her go with the car, with the needles, and says dispose of it all. And he takes me off a warrant, which turns into 7 warrants. I get let loose a week later where I relapse again and end up back in jail the next day. A year later, I've survived. I have a year clean. A year later, I find myself entering the nursing program to be an LPN. I have a driver's license again. I have my daughter back. I have a job making minimum wage, but that's okay. I go to meetings. I do everything I'm supposed to do for drug court. I have 1 charge, not 30. This is a year later. 2 years later, I'm a nurse. I'm fully prepared to take on the world. My sister's in recovery. I have no charges. I am no longer a felon in anything of New York. I have nothing in New York but a disorderly conduct. I have freed myself. I am a mother. I am no longer a drug addict on the streets of Florida being bought and sold. Now, this September, 3 years later, I will have an organization called Breaking Chains brought to you to spread awareness about the disease of addiction and every nasty thing it took from me. Last November, my sister Whitney died of a drug overdose. She was found in a parking lot in Hamburg after she did 1 bag of heroin laced with fentanyl because some drug dealer wanted $20. Her boyfriend, he's alive, he's kicking, he's breathing, he's moving forward. But we all lost a piece of us. One of my very best friends, one of the few people that stayed by my side support-wise for years and years, the last 3 or 4. He's dead. He decided to use after a few years clean and went septicemic, got infection in his body, and his body decided to turn on him. And as his body turned on him, so did his family. The plug was pulled and he had passed. 2 amazing people taken from me, taken from their children, taken from my child, her aunt, gone because of addiction. So, if you ask yourself, how does one become an addict? If Project No could show a child not to do this, do you think they would want to? Do you think that 10-year-old Brianna Jaynes wanted to lose everyone she loved, including her dearest little sister that was her literally biggest fan? If you think addiction is easy, then you deserve the ignorance that you plead. If you think this is a game and a joke and you could just play around with it, you're wrong. And you know what? Unfortunately, Addiction will show itself in your life, and you are going to have to deal with the consequences of pretending that it doesn't exist and pretending that it is a choice. The only choice you have is to wake up today and not shoot heroin, not smoke crack, and actually change your life. That is your choice. Your choice is to make the step to step forward. And your choice as an individual who might not be addicted to anything and never has, your choice is to help other people. You can donate. You can help. You can volunteer. You can even reach a hand out and talk to someone you love that's struggling today, because it's not fucking easy. It never will be easy. We live with this for the rest of our life, and I live with the loss of people I love for the rest of my life, and I am not shooting heroin. Okay? So if you're struggling and you're watching this video, I'm sorry. I love you. I wish I could save you, but I can't. All I can do is save myself, so that hopefully I can reach that hand out to you that hopefully makes you decide that you might want to change. If you decide you want help, let me know. I might be able to help you. If you want to go to rehab, or you want treatment, or you want to be pointed in some sort of direction, even if it's just outpatient, then I can try and help you, and I can point you to somebody else that can help you. And don't let the wrong ones get a hold of you, because they will grab you by the neck and they will twist you and they will use your addiction against you, and you are not your addiction. You can have an organization. You can save people's lives. You can do what I do. And you can do it even when you are struggling yourself. Thank you.